So we got some breaking news, guys.
What's that?
Nintendo's announced they're not doing a press conference at E3 this summer.
What?
They're not doing a press conference at E3 this summer.
No way. Why?
They said, and I quote, "We decide not to host a large-scale presentation targeted at everyone in the international audience where we announce new information as we did in the past."
Because the Wii U sucks ass?
Man, they're not... The Wii U is not doing well at all.
It's doing terrible.
Its sales are consistently...
I bought a Wii U.
Yes, you did. Way to put in the...
I'm gonna buy a Wii U when
I
it's
supported it.
$100.
Well, we'll
I
be
bought a
long now.
Wii U because I want there to be another Smash Bros. That's the only game I care about.
That game will come.
Crazy. That means they could stop doing consoles.
I mean...
That
I don't want to sound like I don't want to I don't want to sound like a naysayer, but I
and
kind of
if
would
we care.
like them to not do consoles
What are
anymore.
you talking about? You can't have no Nintendo.
I would I want.
No,
why
I would
can't they be a
rather
game
I'd rather
publisher?
Mario on PlayStation.
Yeah, why can't we do?
Yeah, that'd be sweet, I guess.
They did like Sega went away. They made consoles. I mean, if they happen to
What
Sega,
did Sega have? Like Sonic.
Sonic.
And what else?
Sonic,
They
they had
stuff.
what was it? Vector Man.
Vector Man.
Well, not just mascots. I'm talking about just games.
No, I know, but I mean,
Streets of Rage.
lots of, but like back in the day, like Super Nintendo versus Sega Genesis was huge. That was huge.
Yeah.
And then
Like,
they came out with Dreamcast.
Capcom could have had their own console with all the stuff.
Yeah, I know, you're right. And Sega came out with...
I know. To be fair,
No,
like,
the thing
Nintendo
is,
has
though-
not been competing. Like they haven't been trying. To
I mean, no, the
compete
Wii
with
was
PS.
huge. It sold more than anyone.
I'm going to predict this now. Like, I already knew it was doing bad. I didn't realize they would pull out of the E3.
That's huge.
But their 3DS is killing it, though.
I want the handheld market, but they've always done well in the
So
handheld
the thing
market.
is that they can't...
Yeah.
Go what?
Whatever.
I'll be back.
The thing is that I can't see them being another Sega, though. I just can't see it. I don't think it's going to happen.
Man,
because of the 3DS, though.
But can you see them just getting out of the home market?
Can they do that and still have
I think
a
so.
3DS? I don't know. I don't know how the business side of that.
I don't. I mean, I
don't
think
know.
that's a tough
That's
sell
like-
to
that's like-
investors. I think. I
Like,
think you say.
Well, I guess they're in the right position to do that. Like Capcom couldn't be like, okay, we're going to the handheld market and have all of these consoles.
No, I know. I think what you could say to
Like,
the
Nintendo
investors
could stay
is.
like that though. They could stay with the 3DS. And
I think the way you sell it, if you're Nintendo, and you're
Either
looking
way,
at you're failing.
What I'm going to predict just based off that note like that right there,
Yeah.
is that they're not going to go crazy with spending money to get people. Maybe they'll go into a hiatus for now, and then they'll launch a new console to rival the two other ones.
You'd hope so. If something, because I don't think what they've got. I don't think what they have right now is going to do
Well,
it. I
the
don't
thing
think
is,
they can
that's
do it.
weird because they have so many games coming out for Wii U.
Really, what?
Smash Bros.
Name another
Mario
one.
Kart.
Yeah, but those you could say that about any.
Zelda?
Yeah, but those games. That's just that you can say that about any Nintendo console ever.
No,
But
that's
we don't-
fine.
none of
That's-
those
guess
games
what?
have a
Guess what?
date.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, but none of those games have a date.
Doesn't matter. They're
It does
coming.
clearly does
No,
matter.
they're coming though. Smash Bros. Is a system seller. Mario Kart is a system seller.
Smash Bros. has never been a system
If those
seller.
games were out, Julian, the numbers would be different.
Smash Bros. has never been a
Yes, it
system
is.
seller.
It will be now. Of course it will.
Maybe
It's
now.
huge.
It was never for the N64, never for the GameCube or the Wii.
Not for the Wii. For the Wii for sure. People bought Wii's for Smash Bros.
I don't think it was a huge system seller. I
Either
think
way,
Mario Kart more so.
Mario Kart is huge.
But I mean,
I'm just saying,
how many Mario Karts have
saying,
there been now?
Doesn't matter. That's what Nintendo goes off of is iterations of their main games. That's fine.
Okay, I know. I'm just saying. Okay, well, in my opinion, if this is the case, and then according to them, we were planning on to host a few smaller events that are specifically focused on our software lineup. Outside
Okay, if
of
they're
that,
doing that, then that's.
I think
that's
maybe
different.
is it maybe just this E3?
Well, what's the point of?
I think maybe okay. Here's an idea. Maybe is it just this E3 saying okay, well we know the PS4 is gonna be a huge deal. We know Xbox is being
Yeah, maybe
announced,
those two.
and they were like,
there's no
we don't
point.
even want to just. There's no point. We're just gonna get drowned out anyway.
Yeah, even though they do have games to talk about, why not talk about them there on like?
I'm sure the games will be there. They're just not going to do a press conference. So you know how there's usually the big three press conferences, and it's usually the days leading up to E3, and it's Microsoft, Sony on one day, and Nintendo, or is it maybe Nintendo, Microsoft, and or Nintendo
No,
and Sony on
sometimes
the
they're in the
same
morning
day?
and afternoon. It's
Yeah,
always just
yeah. It's like it's Nintendo and Sony on the same day, and Microsoft on another other day. But either
Whatever
way,
it is, whatever it is.
that's usually the biggest news anyway. But now they're not even going to be involved in that. I think.
Because maybe they just want to let those two have their say.
Yeah, that's possible.
Because they're going to be overshadowed no matter what. The
Yeah.
Wii U can't do anything to overshadow a next gen
Yeah.
launches.
No, I agree. So
They
maybe
decided to launch early to get sales, and they didn't get them.
no, and they didn't.
Because
And it's
guess
it's
what?
consistently not
This
meeting
console
expectations.
Is a PS3 and an Xbox. That's what it is.
Yeah,
So
like that. The Wii U is they lowered their expectations and they're still not meeting them. So, I mean that's bad. I mean they're not doing well at all. This is very similar to what happened with the Dreamcast back in the day. where they launched first, and then the PS2 and the
Well,
GameCube.
it's smart
when
to launch first.
they came out.
They didn't. The system wasn't what it should have been.
Yeah, I mean, and how many parallels can you draw to the Wii U and the Dreamcast? Like, they have a controller with a screen in it.
Or
like,
just a parallel with just the Wii itself. It's the same name.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, we already have a Wii.
Yeah.
Why would we need another one?
Why would they need another one? They should not have called... They wanted to...
You call it the Wii 2.
They wanted to jump off the success of the Wii name because it was a household thing.
The problem with the Wii is that you're not going to get... Those people put that Wii away. It's in their garage.
They don't want the name. You can't keep the same thing.
Even those people are still using it, they're going to use
and like,
it. That's fine. They're not going to buy
it was the Wii HD, like that Michael Factor guy said. It is the Wii HD.
Yeah, it's what it is. I mean, it uses Wii
Thing is
remotes.
that
You don't even know that. It's not even... The message isn't even clear.
You need change in it. You need change, and they should have changed the name and went a new direction. You can't just keep it consistent over 20 years.
Some people thought it was... The controller was the system.
Yeah, no.
I mean, like...
That's just advertising.
Yeah, but they can't even... Right. They can't even sell the message to, like... And, like... For a long time, I was never really excited for the Wii U, and
I wasn't either because I was like, oh, the Wii again, like why?
Yeah,
I thought the controller was cool when they showed the Ninja Stars, like you flick.
Yeah, I mean, but if that's
like that was cool,
like,
but like we haven't seen that, or I haven't seen that in the game.
Yeah, but like that's a novelty and it kind of wears off.
Yeah,
what games did you even buy?
For Wii U,
Mario.
We bought the new Super Mario Brothers.
The zombie game.
Yeah, it came with Zombie U. I played a little bit of Zombie U.
Oh,
It's not bad actually, but like I just haven't played it enough. Because Tomb Raider came out and like.
I mean, if as Sony or as a Nintendo investor, I would be worried. I mean, already because you're doing well with your handhelds, which is fine. I mean, that's always going to happen, but your main reach and focus was home consoles, and you're not succeeding in that anymore. And ever since the Wii started slowing down, you haven't been able to top any charts of any kind.
I think you guys are right. It might not be a bad idea for them to get out of consoles just to be a publisher.
And I mean, I would like that.
Mm.
I think about how much money they can make if you could play Mario on your iPad. How many millions of billions of copies could you sell?
They just need to change their model. Like why not?
Like why can't why can't I play? Why shouldn't I be allowed to play Mario 2 on my iPad?
I think they'll just. I think it's just a recession right now. They're gonna have to wait it out and then and see if they can wait it out for the next gen or launch in between the Xbox and PS3. But even then you don't have
nothing ready for that. People. Yeah, I mean and. Why should I care? I mean, you already showed me that you still don't have an online infrastructure. I like to play with my friends, and they still can't do that.
You gotta catch up.
Like, what's going on?
They have to catch up, and they didn't do it enough with the Wii U. It wasn't enough. They wanted their games just to sell, but guess what? There wasn't enough of them.
Yeah, I mean, you can't keep putting out the same Mario game.
Yes, they can.
I mean, yes, I know you can.
I will buy it every single time.
I know. There's people like that out there. I know that.
And you were probably one of them. If you had a Wii U, you would have.
I would probably. Yeah,
you would have Mario Galaxy 3 or whatever.
I agree. Absolutely. But it can only work for so long.
Yeah, but guess what? Those games aren't out yet. That's the thing. They're not out.
When are those games coming?
We have Zombie U and Mario Bros, which we already have on the Wii, which is basically the same game.
Yeah, but what are we? But I mean, what are we?
That's the thing. They're not out
What are those games coming? We don't even know. There's not even a trailer.
If they were out in the launch,
it might be different.
It could be different, and I think it would be different.
I mean, that's the
especially about using the same like the Wii remotes like that. You get the one Wii U controller.
Yeah, and
that's it. Other than that, you have to have Wii remotes already to play. Yeah. And that Mario game is essentially the same game. It's different levels.
Oh yeah, of course.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's just another Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, that's a game that looks the same every single time.
Yeah, I mean even when you upgrade the graphics, it still looks the same.
And even it doesn't even matter what stage you're in. It's the same like.
Yeah, same idea.
And like obviously it's fun. Everybody loves
it. But like with Zelda and stuff, you get story, and even Mario, you get sort of
I feel
3D Mario. So those games will always sell. I want those games every year. I don't have a problem with those coming out every year. Guess what though? They're not out now. That's why it's having problems. Because that's all Nintendo can depend on because they don't have third-party support.
You know why? Because they don't refuse to give... and
if you're not going to get that support, then you need your first-party games that are huge to be out, and they're not out.
I get yes. Yeah, no, you know what? You're right, Jeremy. Certain games that they will release will improve the sales, but I think they've fallen so far behind. I don't know if
too little, too late.
I think it's a little too late.
Yes, and the advertising with the Wii name itself.
I think they made a couple poor decisions, and now they're... I mean... I don't know what this necessarily means, but we'll see, I guess, leading into...
But even then, it's like, how can, like, when you talk about, like, ecosystem and 3 things surviving, how can you have 3 of the same kind of systems, you know what I mean? Like, we already have 2, right?
Yeah, you already have Xbox and
me and you, we picked 1. You know
we can't...
we had 3.
This guy's got all 3, 4, or whatever.
Oh, we have Wii's too, right? But the Wii was kind of like a step back.
And it was cheaper. Yeah.
So, like, imagine if Nintendo did do.
I mean, I'm sorry, I can't afford $700 for a PS3 at launch.
And that's the thing. So maybe just in term, it can't exist, the 3 console type of thing.
Maybe they're destined to only.
And they had their answer with the Wii, with the cheaper and the games, right? And now it's like maybe we don't want that anymore. Maybe we want more with the promises of the Xbox 720 and 4. Maybe the Wii U wasn't enough.
Maybe, I think at some point I don't think consoles are going to be a thing anymore. I think it'll just be Microsoft makes games, Sony makes games, and you can play them all on your TV.
At some point, yeah. Not now.
Not now. It's too early for that. I mean, the money's too good for that to be that, happen soon. But I mean, I think that's huge that they're not going to be there. I mean, I never watched the Microsoft press conference. I always watched the Sony and the Microsoft and the Nintendo one, and no Nintendo one. It's like that's not even E3. It's like what like.
The thing is that they have they don't have.
They do their little announcements like every week now.
And the thing is that it also kind of makes sense because PS4 and Xbox, they're console announcements basically.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna get overshadowed anyway.
Overshadowed no matter what, because they already talked about all the games that are coming out for the Wii U. Like they talked about Mario Kart, even the DS. They talked about Mario Golf and
maybe that's the reason they're not doing they have nothing to do with
I think maybe as I was saying when you were gone.
Talked about a Link to the Past 2 just recently. They just had a press conference about Link to the Past 2 on 3DS.
Yeah, and I think that maybe it's just this year.
Well, but the thing is, from there's E3, you know what you are going to announce your big stuff. If they have nothing to announce at E3,
then what's the point?
And they've already had at least 3 or 4 in this year about little press conferences of games that are coming.
Yeah, they do those little Nintendo
Directs.
Directs. Yeah,
and they already the remake of the Wind Waker, they could have announced that at E3. Even Smash Bros. In the Nintendo Direct, we learnt about that being on the 3DS and the Wii U.
I think
they said it before.
They said it at
but
E3
they showed
when
the logos and shit in the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
And they said that shit in the Nintendo Direct is going to be viewable or playable in some form at E3.
Right, so why not
just not even say that in Nintendo Direct?
Yeah.
And then just burst it out in E3 so you're not overshadowed.
Because you're just gonna get drowned out by the more.
The thing is, I don't think they would be
news.
if they had playable demos of certain games like Mario Kart and Smash Bros.
I think those games will be there anyway.
They would be talked about on news sites.
I think they'll be there in some form.
The thing is that they will be. They are still. They said they would be.
Yeah.
The thing is that on news sites, on IGN, on all the traffic and stuff, what is going to be the dominant stories of E3? It's not going to be there's going to be new Smash Bros. Games.
It's going to be Microsoft and Sony.
Guess what? Microsoft is a brand new console. Here's all the 10 stories about it, and same with PS4. So there's no point in them doing a press conference.
Yeah,
no. Get drowned out.
It's Microsoft just came out the other day, said put a date on their announcement for their next gen. I think it's later in the month or next month. Next month.
Like May what?
It's May 23rd. I'll go
E3?
to it here. April, I think.
It is April.
No, sorry, no.
June.
June.
It May?
June. I'm pretty sure it's in June. It's coming up. It's not that far away, but it's not next month.
And even with Microsoft, it's yes, I guess they need to say something now, but I feel like they should just wait till E3 so they can win E3, because winning E3 is a huge thing. Because the console doesn't come out until November anyways.
Yeah, I think that what the reason is
they keep talking
because
about
right now
you're
talking about Mindshare. No, because
I don't think Mindshare makes a difference.
I think it makes a huge difference.
No, because guess what? That Mindshare disappears when Xbox 720 is announced.
They'll gain some of it back, but there's certain people will be like, well, did you hear about this game that's coming out for the PS3? The games that have been talked about for next gen, if they've only been able to say these are PS3.
That doesn't matter, because the ads for games will actually start to come out.
We know that, but lots of people
are hardcore.
Man, people think that
hardcore people already decide whether they're going to buy, or they're waiting to see what they say at E3.
Certain people think that Call of Duty's only on Xbox, because after every Xbox commercial it goes, Xbox.
Yeah, but that's now. Those systems are out already.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
so when they Xbox announced,
we know that
but when the next Call of Duty ad is announced, it's going to be after E3, and it's going to have both those labels on it. Right now, there's no advertising for PS4 games on TV or on billboards. It's not happening.
No, not yet. It won't be till
It's only for
September.
The hardcore gamer who searches this shit out.
Is it November?
Hardcore gamer who searches this stuff out, who we already know about this stuff.
No, I agree.
So I'm just saying, I think the mindshare aspect is not as important as they say it is, because guess what? That mindshare is going to be shattered once their consoles announced.
It's just going to shift back,
and then there'll just be 50-50 again, and then whoever advertises more from there.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I think this E3 is going to be one of the best E3s.
Even right now, we already know the PS4 is coming out. It's not that big of a story. It's not that huge.
No, I mean it was.
Because people don't have PS3s. So the thing is that the battle could be already lost because of the Xbox 360.
Possibly.
So when when people who have Xboxes, the majority of them do have them right now. When they hear about Xbox 720, they're gonna be talking about it.
Well,
with their friends.
When we sit back down here and after E3 and we know everything we know about the PS3, and
I will be ready for whatever I just said.
Well, sure. We'll see what happens. I think it'll be.
This?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. This is proof.
And we'll see what happens. I think it's gonna be I'm excited.
I think it'll be the only way that Microsoft can lose is if they don't. PS4 is going so all about the games.
Yeah, it's about the games.
Right? And the infrastructure, they're doing what Xbox does. There's so much things you can do with it.
Yeah.
The connectivity, all that stuff. That's what we want.
And if Xbox goes away from that,
that goes away from that, and they're all on Connect, and they
can alienate their own audience doing that.
That's what. I don't say what I hope happens.
I just want
PS4 to prosper more because that's my constant choice.
I'm definitely buying PS4.
I
might do it all, but
Well, the thing is the trophies too.
We have a stake in it in some way. Even if it's just trophies or whatever, we still have some stake in it. Dan has all of them, but he doesn't really play Xbox.
I don't really play Xbox. I have my Xbox account, but
do you pay for?
No, I don't do online on the Xbox. That's like PS3. I play more PSN than XBLA.
Yeah,
and they made so much money off that Xbox online.
Yeah, Xbox Live Gold,
$60 every single player, which is what this is, 80 million consoles. So
yeah, it's some.
You don't know if all of them have.
No, I mean, you have to assume that most of them are.
Like at least the.
I mean, well, if they do stuff like make it always on, like they've been talking about.
Which that doesn't make any sense. But that guy said it outright.
That one of the guys that got fired from on Twitter. He's like. He made snide remarks on Twitter about how get used to it. It's like the future, and then got fired by Microsoft.
He didn't explain. I think that if you're playing a single player game, I think you could probably still play it though.
Well, we'll find out.
There's no way they would not let that happen.
But right now, the dev kits have it so that you can't.
Yeah,
after about 5 minutes of disconnected.
That would not be with consumers.
Well, you'd hope so, but we'll find out.
I'm just saying, there's no way. I'm willing to bet everything.
Yeah, I would put money. I would put if I had to. I'm not going to bet on it.
I'm just saying it's probably.
I would put money towards the other side.
Yeah, I think it's just for the devs and because it makes the games work better. Maybe.
Well, I'd say
the full extent. Yeah, or
piracy protection.
Or that allows the full extent of their exclusive games that.
Yeah, I mean, there's more stuff that you can
get off
implement.
The internet feed
well, it's like Jeremy. It's like how the PS3 has built-in hard drive. Mm-hmm. There's developers who could take advantage of that because they knew every single PS3 had a hard drive, whereas not all Xboxes had a hard drive at launch, and
I still like how it was removable.
You couldn't do certain things with games. You couldn't install games because you didn't know.
Yeah, but in terms of the internet, which it can enhance your gameplay experience.
Yeah, the same thing with
you're going through a game and the internet, something that happens in the world. Let's say you're like a GTA city.
Yeah.
Something that happens in the real life world, they can translate to a GTA city if they wanted to.
I agree. That would be fine.
I'm not saying like a tragedy, but maybe like just something like a news. Maybe there's a news bulletin in central what's it called, New York.
Central Park.
Not Central Park.
Times Square.
Times Square, news things on like that. That's part of the always online. That can be integrated into your.
But I feel like that could be implemented. You could say I don't want that.
That can happen now, but you would need to be connected. So if you weren't connected, that shit can't happen. So it doesn't enhance your experience.
Yeah, I mean, I don't personally. I don't really give a shit because I'm already online anyway.
But guess what? It could enhance it. Guess you're going through GTA, you're playing, and you see real live stuff that's happening in billboards online.
Yeah. That's cool. I agree. Yeah.
And then
it's happened to me. I'm playing Mortal Kombat 9 and there's MTS ads.
Yeah, there's ads and stuff. But what I'm saying is that
it's weird.
That's only for the devs right now. There's no way when they give it to audiences who don't have internet in their area.
Yeah.
You cannot even play the single player game.
Like, what am I supposed to do?
No, all it means is that it's not going to be as enhanced as it would be if it was always a connect.
You'd hope so, though.
That's what I would bet.
I mean, I think I don't know what Microsoft's going to say, but I think that's going to be exciting. I think we'll talk about it when we get back here.
That could be completely different too.
Yeah, it could be go completely different.
It could be a TV or not even a box at all.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because they're saying they want to integrate it with your cable TV, and so you can control your cable TV.
I mean, Dan probably doesn't have it set up, but Wii U does that.
Nah. Dan probably doesn't have anything like Netflix on there.
I don't need it. I don't even. I have Netflix on my PS3 too. I use it straight from my TV.
I think we pretty much covered that. I think we'll be back when all that stuff happens.
I mean, that's big news that Nintendo's not going to be a part of it because
and I think that's big news.
What was that on? Like, what's that? Was that Twitter or what was that?
I saw it on Twitter. Yeah.
Who said?
First thing I saw was Adam Sessler saying, "I don't know, like Nintendo, what are you doing?" Or something like that.
There's gonna be so many like news stories about this. Podcast too.
Yeah, it's gonna be big. I think we're right on it. Instantly, I'm gonna put this up. As soon as I'm gonna put this little piece up tonight.
Too bad nobody's listening.
Yeah, that's a good point.